Well, it's been an amazing week here in Greece, but it's time to say goodbye. I'm gonna head home, pack my bag, and head to the airport. Athens has been a very interesting multicultural experience as always. Island's been beautiful. There's always a lot going on, especially with the world going chaotic now. With the war now in Iran, a lot of people probably forgot about Palestine, the Gazans. People focused there. People forgot about Ukraine. I just hope there's peace. But I'm going back to a war zone, literally. Russia has been bombing Ukraine more this past few weeks while I've been gone than even throughout the start of the war. Part of me thinks, you know what, I should just stay here in NATO-protected Greece, where they can have these protests in safety, because no one's bombing these cities.
Now, at least 7 people have been killed and several injured in an overnight Russian missile and drone attack in the Kyiv region. At least 6 of those who died were in a high-rise building in the capital. Kyiv's mayor, Vitaly Klitschko, said, adding that 19 others were injured in the city.
But you mustn't forget that being in a democracy and having freedom comes at a cost. It's not just handed to you. The Greeks fought for it a long time ago. The Ukrainians are fighting for it now. And my heart stands with Ukraine, so I'm going back. Even though it might not be safe. Who knows, guys? But let's go. So obviously this isn't the airport. It actually is one day later. Not all the trains get to the airport. So I'm going to wait for the next one. It looks like it's 27 minutes away. I guess they do this to save trains or labor or time, but it's really convenient for anyone who actually wants to go to the airport. Hopefully the sign will say, no, it's 25 minutes. Maybe we can just share a taxi with these people if they want to wait. I don't think we're that far away. So the taxis were going to be just as long, and like 25 euros. I decided, you know what, let's just wait for this airport only metro. All these other people that's coming down. You would think for something as important as going to the airport, these trains would run more than once every half an hour, but Greece is like, we don't care about you guys. We'll take our time. It's a $10 metro ride too. I was waiting for this elevator, but we're gonna go up here, I guess. Let's take the stairs. My friend who's at the airport this morning said it's a crazy long check-in, but luckily I already have my boarding pass and I'm carry-on only, so I can just go straight to the gate and actually probably still go to my lounge. This is another reason why I don't like having my own luggage. Can't do stuff like this. Go to the terminal, guys. Welcome to Athens International Airport. So guys, I've had a long couple days, long yesterday, thinking about what my options are. My trip is officially over and I'm supposed to go from here in Athens to Krakow, which is the closest airport that's still operational. And then I'm supposed to fly, so I'll fly to Krakow, then take the overnight train back to Ukraine. But Russia has been bombing the crap out of civilian residential areas this entire last month, like last 3 weeks, basically all of June. And Russia blames it on Ukraine destroying those bombers. But the fact is, those bombers were fueled up and had missiles on them, ready to start the campaign of bombing Ukraine. So if anything, there's less bombs hitting Ukraine now because Ukraine was able to destroy so many of their fleet. I'm very grateful that I was out of the country just by chance, that the cruise that was scheduled months and months ago just happened to be the same time Russia decided to start their summer bombing campaign. But now I'm thinking it would be prudent for me just to stay out longer. And I got an offer yesterday from a digital nomad friend who has an Airbnb in Cyprus and says, hey, you can come stay here for a week for free. Why don't you come here since you're close by? And since Cyprus is part of Greece, or is a Greek country, they have a lot of flights that go there. So I actually could go really easily. My other option was, of course, just stay in Greece longer. I thought about getting an Airbnb near the beach here in Athens because I went yesterday. Well, if I'm only going to have one more day left in Greece before I go back to Ukraine, I might as well enjoy it. So here I am, guys. What do you think? Should I stay longer? Should I go? I know it's kind of a crazy decision to be going back, but that's what I'm looking towards. I went yesterday, just on my last day, to get a little top of my tan, swim a bit. And I was like, this is actually kind of nice. And as long as I'm not like downtown Athens, it's not that expensive and it's pretty quiet. A few other people just mentioned I should just stay in Krakow in Poland, or maybe in Western Ukraine, in like Lviv. So I have options. And I know how grateful I am, and I know how lucky I am to have these options, because a lot of people in Ukraine don't have these options. The only person who has an option to stop this war is Russia, is Putin. He can stop this war tomorrow if he wanted to. It only took 3.5 years, but Putin has finally admitted that he thinks anything that Russian soldiers touch belongs to Russia. Anything that Russian soldiers have ever touched, anywhere the boots have ever stepped on, has belonged to Russia. And I think he's brave enough to say this now because the US and the rest of the world is so preoccupied in the Middle East that they know that they no longer care. Trump no longer cares, even though that was his entire promise of getting reelected. He's going to stop all the wars, he's going to stop in 3 days. But he's just starting more. So it's a terrible time for him to go right now. I know Trump supporters get mad when I put all this blame on him, because it's not just him. There's a lot of leaders that could stop this war. If Xi Jinping decided to stop the war, all they have to do is stop buying Russian oil, stop supplying them with drones. The war would end very quickly. If India stopped buying Russia's oil, they would lose probably half of their income. They would have to stop. If all the countries who have been helping Russia bypass sanctions, like Kazakhstan and all the stands, the war would end a lot sooner as well. So it's not just Trump, but Trump is literally the most powerful man on this earth. Whether we like it or not, he is the most powerful man on the earth, and he could stop Russia, he could stop Putin if he chose to. And gate C is so far away, but luckily there's these walking escalators that actually work, so it's not that bad. Oh, I just said it way too soon, guys, look at this. I swear to God I didn't see that. Oh, I didn't cut my mouth shut. Never give praise. Shame on all these famous people who can't even have a working escalator. Sir Alan Cobman and Glenn Curtis. 1888 through 1979. World's first flight attendant. sandwich cubist would be like, oh, we still make people walk 2 kilometers in the airport? Haven't we invented something by now? We did, but they don't work. Wow, this is the 3rd time checking our boarding passes. Okay, at least security wasn't too bad. It took maybe 25-30 minutes. My line just stopped for some reason, but then luckily I was able to grab my stuff and run to another line that was empty. Guys, thank God it came when I did, because look how long this line is now. But looks like my gate is here, C16. But I still have at least half an hour, so let's see if we can go to this lounge real quick. If I was in a rush to get to my gate, I would have been happy that my gate was right there. But now I have a little bit of time. Let's hope this lounge is not too far away. It's a long yawn. It's only an hour flight, but I haven't had breakfast yet. So it would be really nice to be able to eat something, maybe have another coffee. Huh, here it is. Next to the Cancer Lounge, sponsored by Winston. Here's the Party Pass Lounge. That's brand new. Nice. Hello. All right. Oh, I hate these Nespresso machines. They don't work half the time. But the branding, that's what gets people. Oh, I'm happy they have hot food. Some kind of vegetable omelets. Spinach pie would be nice. And a cheese pie. Oh, nice to have a soup in the morning. I had a nice time, nice breakfast, but now I'm a bit stressed because it says final call, even though I have a feeling I'm gonna get there, and they probably haven't even started yet, but there's no way to know until you get there. The thing about Ryanair's and most of these budget airlines is they kind of board either kind of when they feel like it, and then they rush everyone on. Have they even started boarding yet? All right, as expected, Ryanair lied. They said final call, but they didn't even start boarding yet. Look at this. They're supposed to take off in 20 minutes. Right, 4 minutes till boarding, and just kind of rushing us out like cattle. Like, all right, get on the plane, guys. I think I called Ryanair. Thank you. I think I called Ryanair like the Spirit Airlines of Europe. It's more like the Greyhound of Europe. But as long as you know what to expect, I'm not even mad. It's like it's a flying bus. It'll leave relatively on time. It'll get there relatively on time. It's fine. At least there's no checks on our carry-on this time. I guess Athens is a bit different than Poland, who was super strict about it. Or maybe just random, who knows, right? If I knew I can get away with a little bit more, I would have brought some Greek olives back, some souvenirs. So it's exactly 11 a.m. now. The flight's supposed to take off at 11, but obviously we're going to be a bit late. So depending how long it takes to get them on board, and then taxi, because we're probably going to lose our taxi spot because we're late to the runway. And that's Ryanair's calculated all this already, but who knows. I have a theory, which I don't know, maybe some aviation nerds can tell me, that Ryanair kind of just like doesn't have a fixed part, like a runway schedule. Maybe they pay for something cheaper called like, if there's, we'll take whatever's available, and like that way they can save money. Let me know if that's true or not, because I don't know. I do know that the reason why they don't use Skybridge is because that also costs money to rent, and that's why they either bus us over, or in this case, we actually were just able to walk out, which is actually pretty easy as well. Not even on purpose, but I'm literally the last one aboard.
You're welcome from the flight. This is Captain speaking. My name is
Alright, that's it guys. That was the last one. Alright, that's it. That was the last one. It's a 2-hour flight, so I don't think it'll be too long. Okay, 21 minutes late, but looks like it might be taking off soon. Goodbye, Greece. What people clapping? Alright, pretty convenient. There's a train that goes straight from the city, from the airport to the city. This looks like it will take me straight to the main train station. I didn't actually see a place to buy tickets, and the train was right here, so hopefully it'll be okay. So, really easy. It's 20 zloty, and you don't have to buy it ahead of time. You can just get on the train, and they'll just charge you when they get on here. So, 20 zloty is like $5, $5.50. I just got off the airport train. Guys, Poland, well, Krakow has one of the best trains from the city center to the airport. $5, you just buy it on board. Super easy. It's a super busy airport though. I do have a lot of time, so I could go to the city center, even the old town. I have decided to go back to Ukraine, even though it's very dangerous now. I think it's going to be very dangerous in a week or 2 weeks from now anyways. If anything, maybe Russia has less bombs now and drones from sending so many this past 3 weeks that I've been gone, that maybe this is actually the safest time. Who knows, right? I'm just so thankful that these kids don't have to suffer through it. I'm an adult, I have a choice to go back home or not. A lot of people don't have that choice. So I could just use the machine, but there's no way to choose your seat, so I decided to come inside. I got my tickets. I don't know why everyone's waiting in this line, because these people, like, she could have selected my seat for me anyways. I literally could just use the machine, it would have been the exact same thing. I showed her Google Translate in Polish saying, can I have a forward-facing seat next to a window? And she's like, yeah, sure. She sells me the ticket. I get it. And I'm like, is this the forward-facing seat on the window? She's like, no, it's a middle seat. And I'm like, what the hell? I actually could have just waited for the next train, but because I have a lot of time and I'm gonna have to wait in Szczecin anyways. But I'm just like, you know what? It's so crowded here in Krakow that unless I've never been here before and I really wanted to go to the city center, I might as well just go to Szczecin, this small town, and just like sit around where it's quiet at least. But anyways, let me go to the Beredonka and buy some snacks for the train at least. Never mind. I'm going to McDonald's, guys. It's been 3 weeks since I've had McDonald's, so. Oh wait, this is this is not even a McDonald's. What the hell? It's here. I was like, there's no possible way they have a McCafe without a McDonald's. Zero chance of that. Ooh, pistachio McFlurry. This is good. Man, it's crowded though. Okay, maybe I'll do instead of maybe KFC. There was even a fish burger place that looked pretty good. Maybe kebab. I got 40 minutes, so I have some time to choose. What is this? Passy bus? It's just like a. It looks very vegan to me because it's green. I don't know why it's so popular. Here's Burger King. I hate Burger King. Well, I decided on some KFC. I don't know why. We have this in Ukraine. They're exactly the same. Normally, I would have just bought my train ticket online, but I didn't feel like changing the system settings for my time zone again just to buy it. And I figured I wasn't in a rush, so even if I missed the first train, I could always take the next one. But anyway, now I have half an hour before this even arrives, so I have time. Our train is late, but finally arrived. It's good. Looking for wagon 349. Such a random number. 50. This next one. It's such chaotic trying to find our seats. Alright. We are back at Przemysl, the border crossing in Poland and Ukraine. Our train is late, so lots we're running. I have 3 hours till mine. So you might be wondering why I'm going back to Ukraine, even though it's so dangerous. Well, it's home for me. And as much as I've enjoyed traveling, I really enjoyed the beach, I've had enough of it. Like, I know this is such a privilege to say, but I've enjoyed enough nice beaches in my life. I've enjoyed enough nice food, as you guys can probably tell. I just want to be home, and Kyiv is my home. And if, all these brave people are going to go back to Ukraine as well, including these families, why not me, right? 30 million people there. I'm not alone. But I was generally thinking if I should stay longer. And all my Ukrainian friends are like, yeah, just stay out. Like, it's fine. Like, go enjoy the summer. I'm like, no, I don't want to leave everyone alone. Like, I know I'm not, Superman. I'm not helping change the outcome of the war. But if I can remind people what's happening there, if I can show what's happening, be boots on the ground, do a little volunteering here and there, why not, right? I can at least do something, at least contribute to the economy, spend money there. I'm not a huge hero. I definitely don't want to be a martyr. If I can just do a little tiny bit to help, I would like to. If nothing else, I think when I'm there, people feel a little bit less isolated. They feel a little bit less alone, if that makes sense. One of these days, I really want to see the rest of this little town. I'm sure it's kind of small, but people live here. It's not just a border. There's a really nice restaurant in the main hall. But even though I've been here a million times, there's never signs or directions of which way is which. So you kind of just pick and choose one, and then half the time you ended up on the wrong side. But I'm not in a rush today, so it's okay. So I'm sitting here drinking my Polish drink, 6 p.m. and a bugle just went off. I'm not sure what it is. Maybe it's a remembrance thing, but nobody's stopping or saluting or anything. In Ukraine, we have moments of silence every day when we hear the national anthem in the morning. But when you're in peaceful natal skies, you don't have to worry about stuff like this. And in 2 hours, I'm supposed to board a train back to Kyiv, but I just read on the news that Russia bombed a train in the Dnipro region and killed a bunch of kids, and it's really bad. So who knows if the train will still run on time.
So Russia hit a train just like the one beside me with a missile on its way to Odessa because they're committing terrorism on a daily basis.
Короче, вот мы ехали в этом вагоне, и он туда, прилетело, короче, взрыв такой был, капец, я упала, короче, жесть просто. Один был, а потом прям в нас прилетело. Сидят кого-то там, вена что-то порезано, короче.
It's so crazy being like this peaceful, NATO protected city and thinking, should I cross the border or not? I mean, not that I want to stay in Shemyshin, it's a very small town, but, you know, I could always go back to Krakow. I can go to Cyprus still. So many places I can go. Let me get some food and let me think about this. Let me chew it over. This is one of the nicest train station restaurants I've seen anywhere in the world. And for like a little border town, it's always very surprising how beautiful this is. Definitely only come here if you have a few hours because it's not a fast restaurant, but I have 2 hours left. I think I'll be okay. But a really beautiful setting, right? Alright. Let's see how this food is. But definitely it's been a nice place to sit here. Alright, this first dish is... It's literally kind of a watery broth that there's nothing in it. There's no potatoes, no meat, nothing. That's not bad. I wonder how this would be with some smetana. Good. Well, guys, that was a nice meal. It's time to go catch my train. This was my last chance to cop out, pussy out, call it. But guys, I just want to go home. And I have about an hour and 20 minutes, so hopefully we'll make it. That's actually part of my train right there. The only problem is I have to go through immigration first, which should be fast now. By the way, the food was super salty, and I like salty food. Normally, I actually wish food was more salty, but it was so salty, guys. But the setting was so beautiful, I didn't mind. Oh my God, look how long this fucking immigration line is. I actually purposely came a little bit later, thinking it would get cleared up by now. But look how many people are here, oh my God. It's gonna be such a long line. What the fuck? I don't know if you guys remember in other videos, I was always complaining that this line always sucks and they never hire enough immigration workers. Well, you can see it. And thank God I actually came later because there's a chance they didn't even start checking passports until like now or half an hour ago, and this is why the line's so long. So imagine just standing here for no reason for hours. And today the weather is nice, but imagine it's like snowing or raining and you're still just freaking stood here. Like, it looks like it's covered, but it's not. Only this like little tiny section is. But then like most of the time you're just outside. And what's really sad is under one of those videos, someone commented saying, it's not our obligation, it's not our problem, it's not our responsibility to make sure that Ukrainians can come in easily. And I'm like, first off, that's such an asshole thing to say, especially when Ukrainians don't want to come through your fucking border. They have to because Russia is bombing airplanes, civilian airplanes. So there's no other option. I guess we can go through Moldova or Hungary or something. But you've had 3 years to hire more staff. You can't complain about there not being enough jobs in Poland, well-paying jobs, and then also just not hire immigration officers. Just get it from the tax out of all the people who are paying for tickets. I don't want to sound ungrateful because I know how much Poland has done for Ukraine. But Polish people also need to remember that Ukrainians are giving up their lives defending their border so they don't come to Poland next. Because trust me, you do not want Russia to come here and have the war fought on your soil with your people. You don't want your kids being kidnapped and taken to Russia or killed. All right, I'm gonna get something to drink. Dzień dobry. Anyways, I guess I should get in line eventually, but I don't see the point. We all have to wait anyways. Well, it's been about 45 minutes, but at least we're almost to the building. All right, about half an hour before the train leaves. Well, once the line started moving, it actually went pretty fast. I'm pretty sure they don't even start checking people until like 1 hour before. So there's no point of coming earlier. So what's really scary is this almost exact train was hit by a Russian missile just earlier today. It was repaired and it's back in operation. I don't know if it's this one specifically, but the exact same model. How crazy is that, right? Like, I'm sure one of the, at least one of them, if not more, is under repair. But, you know, trains are long. And Russian missiles can bomb every single one of them. The trains continue. I wonder if they're going to be able to get everyone on. I guess they have to wait. Alright guys, so I just got on, and in about 15 minutes we're going to be taking off. Wish me luck. Hello. Well, we took off relatively on time. Somehow got everyone through. Alright, it's about 11 p.m. We got our cards back. Now we can go to bed. Well, good morning, guys. We have made it officially back to Kyiv. It was a quiet night, at least on the train, and I'm back. We'll see what happens now, but I'm really happy to be home, guys. I'm sure it's the case for all those Ukrainians as well. Будь ласка.
Nikolai.
Оу! Я можу. До побачення. До побачення. Дякую.
Dякую. Wow. Well, guys, we have made it. We are officially back to Kyiv. I did not know, honestly, I did not know if I'd be saying that 24, and definitely not 48 hours ago, but here we are. Let's hope everybody will be safe and Russia will stop their fucking invasion, their stupid war. See you guys in the next one. Нужно помочь?